strong in that language. So we begin with this, and I also have a small interactive session for common errors. So I request you to stay till the end of the session, and I try my best to wind up and wrap it up as quickly as possible, at the same time explaining things in a bit detail. Okay, so it says that English is difficult. It can be understood, though, through, tough, thorough, thought. So just ponder over it and try to understand what it says. Though it
Hello.
is true, tough, thorough, thought, if you are putting all these things together, then it's not that difficult. Okay. It is a funny language. A fat chance and a slim chance are the same thing. Yes, it is true. Now, when we talk about subject verb agreement, it's we need to understand. Oops, sorry. We need to understand uh, what is the 1 minute, please. Hmm, why have I? Okay, we need to understand that subject. What is a subject? A subject is what we talk about in a sentence. So the main part of a sentence is your subject. Now, your subject could be one person, or your subject could be rather a simple sentence, simple subject, or it could be a compound subject also. So at times you will notice that there are long sentences and they have I'm not able to go back to my okay. So that is also a subject. Say I have a sentence which says the the like he and I are great friends. So now both are subjects in this case. He and I both are subjects in this case. At times we have single subjects. The dog barked at the cats moving on the street. So there it is, the dog is one subject. It's a simple subject. But then we also have compound subjects at times. So uh, when we make a sentence consists of your subject as well as the verb. So you have to see that your subject is in agreement with your verb. What does that mean? It means that you have to your singular, if your subject is singular, then your verb should also be singular. And if your subject is plural, then your verb also has to be plural. But if you remember that singular subject means you add an S to it. And singular or plural subject is, I'm sorry, 1 second, let me repeat. Singular subject is without an S, like suppose we have table. So that is a table, is a singular subject. When I say tables, it becomes plural subject. So the same way, I have to have a singular verb, but I need to remember that my singular verb will be with an S. It is the opposite. To just remember it like that, that if my subject is singular, my verb will be also singular, but with an S. If my subject is plural, my verb will also be with a plural without an S. So if you want to remember it in a simpler manner, you can say that there should be one S in your sentence. So it could be the subject or it could be the verb. That you have to remember when you are checking your subject verb, then you can see that. Another thing that you can remember while doing sentences on subject verb agreement, or checking whether your subject is aligned with your verb or not, there's another thing that you can see is most of the times when we have this problem, or when we face this problem of S or with S or without S, the sentences are usually in your present tense. You see, if a sentence is in past tense, then all you need to know is it is a common thing like had, did. It says the verb remains that only. Your helping verb remains that. But the problem arises when we are tackling a sentence which is in present tense. Then the problem of s or without s arises, and we at times get confused, which is very, very normal. So let me just tell you the different rules. To There are various rules. So let's begin with this. A singular subject takes a singular verb, whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. So nouns ending in s are usually plural. Like I just told you, verbs ending in s are singular. So the opposite. Singular subject should be paired with singular verbs, and plural subject should be paired with plural verbs. Like she walks. So my she is a singular subject, but my verb walk will be with an s because I am going to make it into singular form, and my singular form of a verb will be with s. Now the book is the book. So this is simple. When I'm using a helping verb, then it is easy to identify. Then I know, okay, is will be singular, are will be plural. Okay, so I need to just admit some people. One sec. uh, Actually all the time it is showing. Anyway, so sorry about that. Then they want. So my subject is they. Now I want to now my verb is want. So how do I change it? What do I do with it? Do I add an s or I don't add an s to it? I will not add an s to it because I'm talking about plural. So my subject was plural and my verb will be plural without an s. If it was she or he, then it would be she wants or he wants, like I did for the first thing. Then I like to finish my work on time. I'm not going to add an s to it. I like. So with my singular form, it will be without an s. Okay, let's move on to the next rule. The indefinite pronouns like anyone, someone, everyone, nobody, no one are always singular, therefore they require a singular verb. So what does this mean? When I have such pronouns like anyone, someone, they are singular words. So I must have a singular verb. They are singular subjects, I must have a singular verb. So no one is allowed to enter the examination hall before the bell rings. So no one and followed by a singular verb, which is. Everyone has finished their work. Everyone is singular. So singular verb followed by singular verb would be finish their work. Has. So my helping verb is has. Somebody has left the AC on. I could not say that. I won't be or rather I won't say it as somebody have left the AC on, because my somebody is a singular verb, subject, and it should be followed by a singular verb, which is has. I hope it is clear to everyone. I cannot see anybody. I am just speaking to my laptop actually. So in case
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, Gana. It's amazing. Thank you.
Hello.
so if somebody has some question or something, you would have to unmute yourself and then ask, please. Otherwise, I cannot see anyone.
Yes,
Okay. All
I
right.
have a question. May I ask, ma'am?
Yeah.
I am Seema.
Seema, ma'am. Yes. Can we wait till the end, or you
Thank
want to ask right now? Okay. Yes, you can
In
ask
the
me.
end, I will ask.
Okay. I would suggest that I would request all of you to keep your questions ready to the end of the session so that the continuity is maintained. Thank you so much, Seema. Then we come to rule number 3, which says some indefinite pronouns such as all, some are singular or plural depending on what they are referring to. So when we say depending on what they are referring to, we will talk about if it is referring to, or if it is the pronoun. Where do we use pronouns? We use pronouns instead of noun. So now supposing that word, that pronoun, particular pronoun is referring to a countable noun or an uncountable noun, that will help me decide my verb. So like in this case, it is some of the beads are missing. So I have some, plural, the subject as some of the beads. Now what is it? Of the beads. So beads here is actually my plural. So I will follow it with the plural verb, which would be are missing or were missing, if you want to put it in the past tense. Then there is some water left in the jug. There is some water. I won't say there are some water. Obviously, it is uncountable noun, so it should be followed by a singular verb. Next, we have if there is one indefinite pronoun. Please excuse me for a minute. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I have checked everything. Which one? Right, right. Yes, I checked everything twice, ma'am. Okay, bye. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. So now when we talk about one indefinite pronoun, none. Now, none is also used at times. None means what? No one. That can be singular or plural. It depends on my subject. So if I say none of you claims responsibility for this incident. Am I audible? Just show me a thumbs up, please, somebody.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Then none of the representatives have indicated how they would vote. So what happens in the first case? None of you claims. So what was my verb? Claim. Now in this case, I am considering it as singular. So it will be claims. Singular subject followed with a singular verb, which is with an S. So none of you claims responsibility for this incident. Then I have none of the representatives have. Now here it is representatives. So that means none of, that means nobody from those representatives indicated how they would vote. So here I am considering it as plural. So my verb will be plural, have indicated how they would vote. Then none of the representatives has indicated how she or he will vote. So in this case, you see, in the first case, we considered the representatives as plural. In the second case, we considered representatives as singular because we were talking about each one of them. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, now there are certain phrases that we come across, such as together, with, as well as, along with, and they are not, but they are not the same as and. You see, at times when we have certain sentences which says along with this, so, or as well as this. So we feel that it is a part of my subject. It should be taken as a compound subject, but that's not the case. This phrase introduced by as well as or along with will modify the earlier word. It does not compound the subject. Compound the subject means it does not make it into plural. My subject will remain singular only in spite of adding this. So in this, you have the same sentence put up in two ways. So it says the mayor as well as his brothers is going to prison. So you can be confused that why is used here, where I'm saying as well as his brothers. But if it is not making, I mean, I'm not going to see, English is very funny language actually. At times we come across so many things and you keep wondering why is it this rule like that? But it is like that. It's a rule. So we can reason with math, we can reason with logic, with science, but language most of the time doesn't have really much reason. If a rule is made, it has been made. So what you see here, the mayor, so we are going to only consider the mayor as a subject. The mayor is going to prison. As well as his brothers is kind of a parenthesis. We don't really consider it as a compound subject. So we just need to see that if a phrase is there, we will only look at the first part of my subject as the main subject, not as the compound subject. But when I follow it with and, now my subject becomes a compound subject. The mayor and his brothers. So it is taken the form of plural. So I'm going to consider this as plural, and then I'm going to put the verb as are going to prison. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now, there are certain situations when you have either and neither. Now, I have come across a lot of people who have questioned me, how do you pronounce this? Either or either, neither or neither. So both are correct. You can say either, you can say either, you can say neither, you can say neither. Both are correct. So when either and neither appear as a subject alone, that means without, generally when we have this phrase, as a conjunction, when we use either or, neither nor, so they go together. But sometimes you find sentences which are without them, without or nor. Then we consider them as singular, even though the subjects seem to be two things. Now, how do you distinguish in that? Neither of these plans appears to be approved. So what did I do here? Though my subject is neither of these plans, my subject is plans, it is plural, but my verb, I have taken it as singular. Appear will be as singular verb, which would be with an S. So neither of these plans appears. That means none of the plans out of these plans, no plan appears to be approved. Then neither of my daughters is married. Now I have two daughters, so none of them is married. So here what you have to remember, that when you say neither, it means no one. That is why we take it as a singular subject. So don't get confused with the verb, with the subject daughters here. I'm not talking about both of them. I'm talking about one of them. So I say neither of them is married. So my verb is. Then neither of us has to go to work tomorrow. Again here, though it is us, but I will pay attention that it is none of us have to go to work. So neither of us has to go. With us, I cannot say have. So it is going to be has to go to work tomorrow. Okay, next we have, now when we have nor or, now what happens in that case? So the verb in an or, either or neither nor sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. So how do we do that? Neither the plates nor the serving bowl dash on that shelf. Can somebody tell me, like, if you just read the rule, how do which one would go on this?
Neither the plates nor the serving bowl goes on that shelf.
What did you do?
Ma'am, we considered each of them as plural subjects and considered neither or nor to give them individual identities. As a result, the verb will be singular.
So you are right. Now, when what is the rule? It says noun or the pronoun closest to it. That means where my verb has to come, I'm going to see whether the subject close to my position of the verb is singular or plural. So here it is bowl. It's a bowl. So it is singular. And what is my singular verb? Goes. Go is a plural verb. Goes is a singular verb. Remember, it is opposite. So if you want to just see, you can see that, okay, one S has to be there. Don't consider the one before or, that part of it. I'm going to consider the second part of it, which will be close to my verb. Now, in the second question, in the second sentence, you will see neither the serving bowl nor the plates. Now, goes or go, what will come here?
Go on the shelf.
Go on the shelf. Yeah. Is it clear? Because here it is plates, So it is with S, and my plural verb will be go. Okay, now here, neither the principal nor the teachers dash able to give a satisfactory explanation. Was or were?
Was.
Were. Because we are looking at the second part after nor, which is the closer to my verb, which is plural. So it is going to be were. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay. Now, we also often come across certain sentences which have of in between my subject. So a subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. This is a key rule for understanding subjects. The word of is the culprit in many, perhaps most subject verb mistakes. Okay, now in this case, a bouquet of yellow roses dash color and fragrance to the room. Now my subject is, let me tell you, it's a compound subject. This is my subject, a bouquet of yellow roses. So what would I consider it as a singular subject or as a plural subject?
As a singular subject. Singular subject.
Why?
Because it's a compound subject and bouquet becomes a collective noun. So yellow roses and means a bouquet of yellow roses will become a collective one unit.
Yes, I'm going to pay attention to this, a bouquet. So when I say a bouquet, I'm talking about one thing. And bouquet is, like you said, very correctly, very good, that you said that it was a collection of yellow roses. So I'm not going to pay attention to roses. I'm going to pay attention to bouquet. So whether this is singular or plural, and that will change my, or that will help me in identifying my verb. So what would be the verb then?
Lends color and fragrance.
Lends color and fragrance to the room. Perfectly fine. Akshita. Right. Okay, great. Okay. So we have, I hope this is clear, because many a times you come across this situation and these kind of sentences, and the confusion arises whether I am going to make my verb as a singular verb or I'm going to keep my verb as a plural verb. So please pay attention to this. If you have certain sentences like this followed with an of in between, then you need to pay attention to this. Okay. Now, two singular subjects connected by either or neither nor require a singular verb. So we did this. Okay. My aunt or my uncle. Now, we did certain sentences with either or and neither nor. Now, here the sentence is without either or. It only says or. So my aunt or my uncle dash arriving by train today. Is or are?
Is.
It.
Is because I'm talking, because one of them is going to be coming, no?
Yes.
One of them is going to arrive.
Yes.
Not both are arriving. I have or here. So my aunt or my uncle. Don't get confused with and. If it was my aunt and my uncle, then it would be taken as a plural, because I'm talking about both as collective, or they as together, they are coming together. But here when I'm saying or, it is to see that it is okay. I'm sorry, I can't see the chat also right now, so I'm just continuing with my presentation. Then neither Ravi nor Hari dash available.
Is available.
Is available.
Is available. Perfect. Perfect. Because again, we're talking about one of them. Great. So now this is one of the general things. So as a general rule, use a plural verb with two or more subjects when they are connected by and. So when I say a car and a bike dash my means of transportation, I'm talking about together, of they being together. So
Are my means of
transportation. Then Raymond and Alexandra dash applying for the same teaching position.
Are applying.
Were
applying.
Right. Were, are or were. Okay. But
it should be pronounced were or where.
No, it's were.
What?
W-E-R-E, were. Wear is W-H-E-R-E, and I wear clothes. That is W-E-A-R. Okay, so these are all homophones. We may take up these pronunciations later on in some other session. So now we have collective nouns such as a team and staff, maybe either singular or plural, depending on their use in the sentence. So when I have a collective noun, I am going to consider it as one, as singular. The staff is in a meeting. So if I say the team members, then what will it be? It depends on my sentence, whether I take it as a singular.
The team members are in a meeting because again we are mentioning
Yes.
members, so
Yes.
we will become an individual subject.
Yes, whether singular or plural, it depends on the use in the sentence. So we need to be careful about this. We need to understand the concept or the context of the sentence and then decide on our verb. Okay, a quick run through this. After the words many, a great many, and a good many, plural nouns and plural verbs forms are used. Like many people have casted their votes in this election. A good many boys are sitting there. So this is simple. The minute we see these words, we realize that we're talking about plural things. So our verb has to be plural. A great many people have failed to do justice to this word. Okay, I think I can just run through this. All right. So this was my presentation regarding this. Now I have another. Do you want me to take up some practice sentences on this, or you want me to go with or you have some questions which you want to ask first?
Ma'am, I have a few questions. May I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Ma'am, generally a common mistake which I have been noting as during the classes, people have a tendency to mix and do the mistakes in case of each one, everyone, and either. When the sentences have these three words in the beginning and they are asking for a verb for the agreement with subject, people have a tendency to make mistakes, especially in case of each one and everyone. So both of them give individual subjects, that is singular subjects. So the verb should be singular, but people are putting plural verbs often. So how to avoid that mistake? I mean, how can we distinguish between each one and either?
You saw it just now. We took that rule. We took it up.
We did it in case of everyone and someone, but
either also.
Yeah.
Either, each. So when we're talking about either, each, then we're talking about one. One.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about one, it means we are going to stress on the singular. We will talk about singular, and that's how we will decide our verb. You see,
I have one more question.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So, ma'am, there was this question. There dash a lot of boys in the playground. Okay. So the answer should be there are a lot of boys in the playground, because a lot of again becomes a collective noun, right? But the teacher, the respective teacher, is saying that it should be there is a lot of boys, because he is only focusing on boys, not in a lot of.
No. You can't have there is a lot of boys.
Yeah, there are a lot of boys. Because again, the same rule follows, right? The bouquet rule.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am. Please.
When we say a lot of boys, it's in singular number.
Yes, ma'am.
Not
it's a singular number.
A lot of boys.
A lot of noise. Yes. There is a lot of noise.
No. She's saying boys.
Excuse me.
She is saying there is a lot of boys.
Excuse me.
One thing I should say, for boys, we shouldn't use the word a lot of.
Right,
There
right.
should be many boys. A
Correct.
lot of use
The
for
correct,
unaccountable things.
yes, yes. So this
Lot of is used for
basically the sentence
unaccountable
itself
things.
is wrong. Yes, lot
Yes.
is
Yes, ma'am.
unaccountable.
A
Number, when
lot
you're
should be
talking
used
about
now.
number, there are many boys, you can say.
Yes, not a
Because
lot.
boys
Many.
are countable noun, correct?
Yes,
Right.
yes. For countable things, we use many. For unaccountable things, we use a lot.
Yes.
Today morning only, while teaching my students in the tuition, I got this question because their school teacher had given this, and while
Now you
solving
can
it and explaining
now
it
you can
to
explain.
them,
Now you
I
can
faced this
explain them.
problem.
Now you can explain them.
You can tell about,
You can
when we
give
were
the
talking
reason
about,
also.
we were talking about countable and uncountable. So you have to see in the sentence what exactly it is. So where you are going to use lot and where you're going to use many. I have a lot of pencils.
This is wrong.
No, ma'am,
I
I
have
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 many
lot of
many
pencils.
sugar
pencils.
in
I
my
have many
house.
This is
pencils.
wrong.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
that was wrong.
I
I
have
have
got
many.
it. If I say I have a lot of work, I have a lot of power, I have a lot of money, your money can't be counted, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Yes,
for that, for unaccountable things, there should be a lot of, and for and the things we can count with them, it should be used many.
yes.
I'm sorry to
Hmm.
interrupt. The
No,
thing
no,
should be
ma'am,
like
it's
this.
fine, perfectly
No, ma'am,
fine.
it's fine, it's fine.
Thank you.
चलो अब क्या कर सकते हैं
It's perfectly fine, ma'am.
Uh,
So,
I have a question.
डन
yes,
Excuse me.
Ma'am, I have one question.
yes, please.
Yes, my question is regarding somebody. Just like we use singular verb with each and every time. So with somebody, we have to use also singular, or somebody can be used as plural or singular, depending.
Somebody is knocking at the door.
Okay, so somebody is always
So
singular.
somebody is also singular. Somebody or someone. Someone is waiting for you, or somebody is waiting for you. So both we will consider as singular.
Okay,
You can't
thank
say, you see, I think with the very first meeting I said that grammar is very intuitive.
Okay.
If it hurts your ears, it's wrong.
Okay.
It's and majority of the time it happens like this, that the first thing that comes to your mind immediately on reading something or trying to write something, that is the correct thing. The minute you start thinking, contemplating over it, means you're getting into a wrong thing. I mean, of course, it needs a little bit of practice, but the more you read, the more you write, you will get a command over it. There's nothing so difficult in it. Just a little bit of practice is required, that's all. And hearing it, listen to the language, whatever language it is, you can only get a command over the language when you keep listening to that language. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I also agree with you, ma'am. I also agree with it. When we hear something wrong, immediately it comes to our mind there is something missing. There is something unusual that should be. I also agree with
Yes.
you. If we read our written text ourselves once again, we ourselves can find many mistakes in them.
Yes.
There's
It
no
happens.
need. There's no need to ask someone to read our text.
Yes,
Even we
it
ourselves
happens.
can
It
remove
happens.
the.
Very true, ma'am. Very true.
I
I can
agree
see
with
there
it.
is a question. If we use a lot of apples in the basket. So when I talked about a bouquet of flowers, what was it? So
Bouquet.
when you have of, the word of between your as a compound noun, then you pay attention to. So if it was a lot of apples a lot of apples, again a lot of
A lot of cannot be
A
used
lot.
with apples. Na?
there
They
are
are
many apples.
Yes.
countable.
Many
It's
apples.
wrong. It's wrong.
I need one.
Grammatically it's wrong.
Colloquially, while speaking, these words are used. It's not that they are not used. But if
Actually,
you
we are
say
habitual of committing mistakes.
yes, but if you write it in proper language, in the format, in the proper language, grammar language, then certain things are not right. But when you are talking in a general manner or colloquially, then at times we do use such words.
It's not correct grammatically. You mean
No.
to say?
Yeah, it's
So
not.
second
A
question.
lot of things. Yes.
Like if I see there are a lot of apples in the farm because I could not count them. So is it okay to use lot of here, or still I have to use many?
Many. Many is the
Ma
right.
sir, irrespective of farm or basket, apples can be counted, may it be in terms of trees or baskets or cartons or dozens. You can
It is
count the
something, yes,
apples.
it is countable wherever it is.
I mean, you could not count. You
You
understand?
cannot count. I'm sorry to intervene. Yes, it is uncountable. How can you count apple in the farm?
Right.
It
So
will
is,
be counted.
is it okay
Excuse
to
me. No.
It's
emphasize
absolutely fine.
instead of many?
Ma'am,
Excuse
So
me.
how will you
apples,
say? How will you say a
Actually,
lot of apples is in
no.
the? How will you say it? A lot of apples.
Excuse me, please.
Right.
The thing is,
Yes,
apple
ma'am.
is a thing which can be counted. Apples can be counted,
Okay.
so they are countable only. But
So my question is quite relative here. Like, suppose if I got 100 rupees in my pocket, I
yes,
can count them.
Right.
yes,
But if you remember, like in the cartoon, Scrooge McDuck had a huge, like
Right.
gold coins. He could not count them.
but,
So
but the counts can be counted. Coins can be counted.
A lot
Coin is
of
a
can
thing
be
which can
used.
be
A lot
counted.
of can be used in respect to
It can be
stars. There
used.
are a lot of stars in the sky.
Right.
Then we can. Sorry.
Yes. It can be
Yes.
used. It can be
ma'am,
used.
may I
It can be
interrupt?
used. It is used. Yes.
We can't count
Sir,
stars.
in case of money, when there is an individual figure in terms of currency like notes or coins, they become countable. But when you are saying wealth or money or property, which is an abstract term which cannot be actually seen but just felt and exists to represent something, that becomes an uncountable noun. I
okay,
have a lot of money because money cannot be touched, but I can touch the currency. Currency is a tangible noun. So I can count the currency. I have 100 rupee notes.
okay,
Right.
So
Right.
there you can use, I have
Right.
many 100 rupee notes. A lot of 100 rupee
No,
note
no.
is incorrect, but a lot of money is correct. Though
okay.
people have
Right.
this misconception of they have made it money and currency, they have made a similar term in colloquial language, but grammatically it's not right.
Hmm.
Akshita,
So when using
I
apple,
don't go with you. I don't think so. Matlab, means, it is being used, and if you go for in-depth knowledge also, it is there, I believe. So, yes, it is used differently, and whatever, points you're saying are absolutely right, but you yourself is also getting confused in a way.
Actually, she
This
has
is what I can
explained.
make out for you.
there seems to be a lot of
She is explaining beautifully.
She has explained it beautifully as well as the guide also.
Yes,
She was able
yes,
to.
yes,
She was
she is
able to
right.
explain herself well.
Absolutely.
Now
Yes,
it's up
very
to us whether we.
good.
Yes.
She has explained it very, very wisely.
Yes.
Yes,
But we
There-
wanted to say she has been able to say in the words.
Yeah. Thank you, Akshita.
Sorry,
we go
ma'am, but this is something new for me. So
to
Okay, I
finally.
have.
No, Akshita, you're right.
You
But
explained
that is
nicely.
also right. A lot of
You gave the exact words to stress your point, to support your point. We couldn't get the exact words how to explain that.
She had the right terms for it, basically.
This I say.
Yeah.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you, Akshita. Thank you so much. There is a, you see, again, we can either practice this more, or there is one topic of some common errors that I wanted to take up. So if you would,
May I interfere in one thing?
ma'am, please go ahead.
May I
Yes,
say
ma'am.
something?
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, in your matter, I am talking about your matter only. I had noted something that I wanted to context. There was a sentence, the mayor as well as his brothers is going. In this sentence, what I feel, you were also right. Maybe we can contradict. Maybe it's the same. The mayor as well as his brothers is going. In this sentence, we take the verb according to the main subject, primary subject. Main
Mayor.
subject is the mayor, and the primary, that the other one was secondary subject. So in this sentence, we have taken the verb according to the main subject. And there was another sentence also, that was the mayor and his brothers are going there. Here they are. In this sentence, we take the verb with the last subject. I mean to say, the first one was mayor, but the last one was his brothers. You explained it well. We use it. What is near the verb? Am I right?
Ma'am, here we are talking about as well as or along with.
No,
We are talking.
I am talking about your as well as and are and.
Huh?
Previously, you had taken as well as and.
When you talk about as well as, you're not considering it as a compound noun, compound subject. You're considering it as a singular subject.
That I understand. Okay.
So that's
Ma'am,
and when
may
you're
I say
talking about
something?
and. Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. In this case, what happens, as well as being a compound conjunction, what it does, it makes the subjects both before or after it as a singular identity. When it becomes individual identity, the primary subject automatically becomes individual irrespective of having a S or not. That's why it will follow with a singular verb. Whereas in case of and, what and does, it acts as a summation. So 1 plus 1, that will make 2, and it automatically makes the subjects plural irrespective of being a singular word. So the verb will be a plural verb. Means if I say Aman and Aarti are absent, whereas I can say Aman as well as Aarti is absent.
Yes, you're right. When I'm using as well as, again, I'm going to stress on this. When you're using as well as, then you are not going to consider this as the plural subject. It will be considered as singular, two singular things.
One thing more I want to say.
Yes.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes,
I think I am audible. One thing I was saying, and you are told that neither is always meant for one only.
Yeah.
Neither of the two. Am I right?
Right.
Neither is always
None.
taken
Neither
as
is
neither a number.
For singular.
Neither
yes.
he or she has come.
Yes. Yes. And that's what we do.
You explained the things very nicely and very, very clearly, I should say. Thank you. Good.
Thank you.
Carry on, please.
Yeah, just a minute. 1 minute, please. Okay, so this is a little bit of your interactive thing. So I would request all of you to participate in this. Okay, can you all see my screen? So these are certain common errors that we come across. Though which is, I mean, it's once you read it, you will feel, oh how can somebody make such a, yes?
Sorry to interrupt, we can't see your screen. I mean, the presentation is not open.
Okay, just a minute. Is it okay now? Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So thank you so much. So this is, at times when you read the sentence, you will say, how can somebody make, or is it really an error, or is it not an error? What is it? Is this sentence correct? That she has a car?
No, this is not right.
Ma'am,
No,
request the others to answer, please.
I can't. Anyway, sorry.
Would somebody like to tell me, is this correct or incorrect?
I was going to say correct, but now I'm scared.
That's why I said, Veena ma'am, you'll have to.
Clearly, she has a car. She knows.
Does she has a car? Is it correct? I'm sorry, I can't see the incorrect. Okay.
Ma'am, it's
Okay.
incorrect.
Okay. Sunil, Toastmaster Sunil, you said confusing. Why? Why?
Like if we use a normal sentence, we say she has a car. So when we are putting it in a interrogative way, just have to prefix do or whatever as per the.
The correct is, does she have a car?
Does she have a car? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Does she have a car?
Yes, that is correct. Does she have a car?
Yes.
But why?
Because
Why? The rule.
What
May
rule
I
is
explain?
followed here?
Who can
May I
explain? Yes,
explain?
Veena ma'am.
May
Yes,
I
Veena ma'am.
explain, ma'am?
May I explain, please?
Yes, go
Have is
ahead.
a verb.
Hmm.
Have is a verb. First form of verb is have. Second form is had. Third form is also had.
Had. Right.
Have is a verb, so it should come. First form should come here.
Have here
It
is
does.
actually possessing. Here it is not considered as here has or have is as a possession of something.
Yes.
So in that case, when I say I have something, then I say she have a car. Does she have a car? He owns a car. So here have is considered as the ownership of something, not as a verb really. Please, this common errors is not about verbs now. We are just moving to something that what errors are made in the normal conversation or in this, in the
Ma'am,
normal.
may I also put an input into it?
Yes, sure, please.
Plus, in this sentence, does is serving as the verb,
Yes,
and does being
yes.
a singular verb, she being a singular person, we use the rule of plural verb, that is have, and have here automatically will act as a possessive verb. So we cannot use
Possessive
have.
verb. Possessive verb. Possessive.
No.
No, possessive.
Possessive pronoun, sorry.
Pronoun. It's my possession. You see? So here.
Excuse me, please. Does is the helping verb and have is the actual verb. Does is an helping verb. Does is a helping verb.
So
do,
Yes, ma'am.
does,
Does is an auxiliary verb.
Auxiliary
but
or
here
helping
it
usually.
will, yeah. It
Now
will act as the
have is
reason for the
considered as a
sentence.
possession here. Have will not be considered as a main verb.
Main verb.
Have will be considered as my
automatically
something
does
belonging
becomes
to me.
the
So
main verb.
does is this. So actually, whilst here have, because at times we use have as possession. We don't. It is not necessary that have can only be used as.
Excuse me. Has is a verb as well as it acts as a helping verb also. As I say, I have done my work. Listen to me.
Yes.
May I interfere? No? As I say, I have done my work. Here, have is acting as a helping verb. Done. It is helping the main verb done. So the have is the helping verb, and if in this sentence it is working as a verb. Does she have a car? Have means to own something. Clear? So have can be used as a, sometimes it's used as a verb, sometimes it's used as a helping verb. It's used as a verb very less time, but it can be used. It is used also.
The example you are giving that I have done my work, in this case, have is actually representing the tense, and
Perfect
henceforth
tense.
it is behaving as the auxiliary verb.
It is,
but in
I
the
have done my
sentence
work would
we are
become yes.
discussing, yeah,
That
in the
becomes your
sentence we are
perfect tense.
discussing, have becomes a subsidiary possessive pronoun instead of becoming a verb, and hence does, though it is an auxiliary verb, takes over as a main verb and completes the form of a sentence.
Yeah. You have all your terms right in place, Akshita. I think we can discuss about, no need to be sorry. What did, see, if you remember what I said when I began, the session. We are here, all of us are here to learn and relearn. You know, and I think this is the beauty of Toastmasters. We are all learning and relearning us at every step. So you don't need to be sorry. I'm so glad that we have a normal interaction where everybody is able to give their inputs so that learning is happening. That's the most important thing. So may I go to the next slide, please?
I think this one now makes sense.
Get the bike.
After this confusion, I wish she did not have a car, so that they would not, she did not have would be the right word.
Yes.
Right? Not has.
Okay. Okay. Could somebody go for this, please? Would somebody like to take a go at it? Somebody else? Would someone else like to?
I think it's okay.
It's okay? Is it right?
Yeah, until Akshita finds some mistake, this is okay.
I could do it. I mean, I
sounds fine. Sunil, Toastmaster Sunil finds it right. Can you do it? What are you holding?
Ma'am, it's wrong. It's incorrect.
I do with Akshita.
Oh, Akshita.
Yes, Akshita. What are you holding? You're holding it. And what is it? Right now, it is your nose.
Nose.
Take a deep breath
Breath.
with your nose
Breath.
and hold it.
You won't say breathe. Breathe is B-R-E-A-T-H-E. And this is B-R-E-A-T-H, which is breath.
Yeah.
So take a deep breath through your nose and hold your breath.
But if we hold our nose, what is the
What is the problem then?
No. If you're trying to say this, if you mean no. Please understand. The error here is not that there is nothing wrong in holding your nose. The error here is you're trying to say this, hold your breath, but
Right.
you're saying it, hold it.
Correct.
So it is a question of misplaced pronoun.
Okay.
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 You could have just said, you could have just said, take a deep breath and hold your breath. Or, if you just, but when you're saying take a deep breath, you can breathe through your mouth also. But you want to specify that breathe through your nose and hold your breath. When you just say, if you remove this and say hold it, then it will refer to your nose.
This one is beautiful.
Excuse me. Should I control myself?
Ma'am, I think we need to rush because we have already crossed the time. I'm supposed to be wrapping it up soon, but so let's just go through it. Okay, who would like to take a go at this one now?
Wrong.
Who's this? Please name yourself.
I cannot cope with the pressure.
Why not up?
Because it's intuitively wrong.
Cope, as it is, means you are working on something. Okay? So you're coping with something. You don't cope up. So there is a redundant use of this word up here. It's redundant. It's not required here.
I cannot cope with this pressure, you mean to say?
I cannot cope with this pressure. Yes, cope will always be with the preposition. You do not use and 90% of the time people use cope up.
Because as we understand, pressure is something pushing you down. So you want to,
When you say cope, if you see the meaning of cope, it's you're trying to overcome something, right? So if you're overcoming something, you're overcoming with. You don't want to use up along with it.
Understood.
Yes? Okay, I'll quickly go to the next one. Is there any error in this? I don't think every time there's an error. They could be right also.
There is.
Ma'am, please.
Okay, I'm not speaking.
There's no error. Okay. This is right, Soumidi.
Wrong. Buy your.
Sunil, this was Sunil. Yes.
Buy.
What is the time?
Buy your watch.
Buy your watch. Correct.
Little bit.
Yes. Right. 100% correct.
Okay.
Over.
Somebody else?
Yeah, coffee, 2 tea.
Yes. Not bad.
I
I
prefer
drink a lot of
coffee
tea. I know
to
this.
tea.
2 tea. I prefer coffee too. With prefer, the preposition will be to, not than.
Instead, if it had rather, if we will use rather, then only it will use than.
Yes, when you have that kind of comparison.
Over tea. I prefer coffee over tea.
Instead of effect, it should be effect. EFFECT.
Yes, who's that?
Ma'am, the word
Toastmaster.
EFFECT should be used instead of AFFECT. ECT.
Yeah, it is the result. It had the impact. So effect. And while saying it also, you will say affect and effect. Affect, effect. Yes,
I will
comedy.
explain to you the problem.
Anyone else? Two will come later, before your object. I mean, you will be followed here.
The chronology of the sentence is incorrect.
Yeah, the syntax error is there. So I will explain to you the problem. Doesn't sound too good. So I will explain the problem to you.
Wrong.
But 90% of the people say this.
I am Dipti Khanna. Would be right.
Or my name is Ritu.
My name is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Ma'am,
We
there was,
managed.
This was indeed a very great session.
ma'am, I have a
Thank you.
question. In one of the slides, we had farmers. Separate question, not on.
Apostrophe S.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So because I was talking about plural, farmers. So then it becomes, when you have plural farmers, then you will have S apostrophe. If I was talking about one person, it would have been apostrophe S. Apostrophe followed by S. But I was talking about many farmers, so it was farmers with an apostrophe S followed by apostrophe.
Actually, may I say? Okay. Because S is already there, so we use only apostrophe.
Only one apostrophe.
S was already there.
Yes.
Farmers.
If the apostrophe would have been before the S, then it would have been associated with only one farmer. That particular farmer we were talking about.
Yes. Okay. So thank you so much, sir.
There is a question in the chat box. What is wrong with the word myself?
It is not the right etiquette when you're talking about. आप उसको literal translate करेंगे हिंदी से तो ये गलत होगा. English में when you're introducing, you don't say myself. मैं हूँ. Myself. है ना? तो वो right etiquette और या right तरीका नहीं है introduce करने का. Egoistic. आप ही ने जवाब दे दिया sir. I didn't have to make any effort. You only answered my question. Your question.
Myself. Sometimes
yes. Yes, am I? No. If you say I am. Mm-hmm. But that's the right way of saying. Mm-hmm. I am so and so, or my name is this.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. But the word myself is used as it's a pronoun you're talking, no? Or so you can't be using. I mean, of course, I is also a pronoun, but that's not the right thing. of using.
But ma'am, myself becomes an iterative pronoun as well as a relative pronoun plus a possessive pronoun. You cannot possess yourself, but I becomes a personal pronoun. Henceforth, I am is correct and myself is wrong.
Right. She has the logic behind everything. Thank you, Akshita. That's great.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you
Such
so much.
technical words. My God.
Yes.
God bless you. Love you.
You know, we belong to that generation who has just worked on things in the sense that, honestly, we were never taught grammar when we studied in school. It was just a part of our course, not as a separate grammar that we studied. You know, it was along the way that we learned grammar. So rules and all, we started learning when we started teaching, or rather I came to know when I started teaching. I still get confused, first form, second form, third form, but then we keep on using it, so it becomes...
Same pinch, ma'am. I have also studied in a school where grammar was meant for just a single day book.
Yes.
And the literature course was everything what teachers were focused on. But as slowly with time, when I became a teacher myself, I was determined that my students will not face what I have. So, yeah.
So we are constantly learning. We are constantly learning.
I had learned grammar as a grammar only.
Okay, so thank you so much.
In my school times, I was taught.
Yes, Seema.
Ruchika ma'am, 1 second. Yes, 1 second. I want to speak to Akshita for a minute, if she can.
Yeah,
Akshita,
please.
which book
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
follow? Because the way you are answering, these are quite, say,
Technical
kind of things which
words,
only
yes.
a person who actually deals with it can answer in such a way. It's very difficult.
I generally refer a book named A Comprehensive Grammar with Current English, and it releases its edition every time the English language changes its generation according to the Oxford University. So the current edition is available online. It's not available in the retail stores due to the pandemic scenario, but you will get it on Flipkart and Amazon if you want to go through it. It's a very detailed but a very simple book, and each and every concept is covered with very details and intricacies. Every single concept has around 50 questions to practice on, so that you go thorough, specimen papers, and
So repeat the name once again. Sorry
So,
yeah. Yes.
Maybe she can write in the
Repeat the
chat.
name once again.
Comprehensive
Yeah, that would be
Grammar
great.
with Current English.
Akshita, can you share?
Yeah, just a second.
Can you share the name of the book in the WhatsApp group?
In the chat. Yeah. Oh, yes, you can do that in the WhatsApp.
I am sharing it everywhere. It's okay.
So nice of you.
And-
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
it's
you,
a time to end the meeting. But
Thank
before we
you.
end the meeting, I would like to I would like to thank Rachna ma'am for taking this wonderful session. And I would request
Thank you so
everyone to
much.
give a thunderous round of applause to Rachna ma'am.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure, and I really enjoyed doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for
Thank
explaining
you,
the topic
Akshita.
such
Thank you.
details and
Thank you, ma'am.
Being such
simplicity.
a good help and such a sportsman spirit you've got. Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you everyone for
Keep
joining.
doing the
Thank you,
good
Rachna
work.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, everybody.
You had
Thank
a very
you.
good
May I just...
session. I'm really sorry to interrupt every
No,
time.
ma'am. Please. I think this should not be that kind of formal thing. It should be like where, if by interacting somebody learns, it's great. If we all learn like that, it's great. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Lovely session.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good times. Bye bye.
Thank you.